Well, Tom, over the next 2 days, that hotel quarantine inquiry will be hearing from people with lived experiences of that failed program that includes nurses, authorised officers, private security guards and return travellers. Now, one of these authorised officers is actually a former officer with the Department of Parks who was seconded to the Department of Health to work with that hotel quarantine program, and that person had to tender their resignation almost immediately after he couldn't guarantee his own safety or access to PPE. This morning we've been hearing from one nurse, Jen, who worked at 3 of those quarantine hotels, not the 2 that are responsible for 99% of the problems, but she does have great experience with Victoria's hotel quarantine program. She said that while nurses on the ground did get enough training on PPE and were using it appropriately, others, particularly private security guards, were not. Take a look.
Training in PPE hadn't been widely available to everyone involved in the program. I saw a lot of mostly security guards, for example, constantly wearing the same gloves throughout their shifts, going and making themselves a coffee with gloves on, using their phone, things like that, always wearing the same gloves, wearing their mask so that their nose was hanging out or that it was underneath their chin. That was constantly seen.
Now, she's also raised concerns about the way mental health was treated within some of those quarantined hotels. At one point, in fact, there was only one mental health nurse on duty for 300 return travellers, and some of the nurses appointed as these mental health nurses were enlisted nurses without any formal training in mental health. At one point, in fact, she told the inquiry that DHHS, when speaking to a return traveller who was threatening suicide, told him to stop being so dramatic over trying to get a cigarette. She's also said that DHHS, over all her complaints, they were never really taken seriously, given an insight into how the program was run, at least between the nurses, the department and those return travellers in that hotel. She's due to continue giving evidence. Later on, we'll hear from some more return travellers, security guards, as well as authorised officers. Tom?